Hello, Facebook Live. How are you this evening? How are you? Thank you guys very much for joining me. I'm waiting for a few people to jump on here. I hope you had a blessed day. Today is Monday. Hey, hope you have a blessed day. Hope you have a blessed day. But thank you very much for joining me. And I'm just going to jump right in to my topic. As you know, I am Veroni Anderson and I'm the Love Catalyst. I help you shift from breakup to love up so you could attract true love. Just want to say if you're watching this on the replay, just type in replay. And if you're watching it right now, just say hi. And if you could share my video, if what I'm saying resonates with you, I'll really appreciate it. So 5 tips. I want to share 5 tips to tell if you are ready to be in a relationship. And I know some people, if you have really been beaten down in a relationship, you mean emotionally, physically, psychologically beaten down in a relationship, you are afraid, and you know what, you're gonna think, am I ready to be in a relationship? Can I trust this guy? And you're not gonna really trust your natural instincts. So here are five things that you should ask yourself just to see if you are ready. Are you happy being single? Right? And it may be a stupid question, but are you happy being single? Because you have to be happy with yourself first before you could go into a relationship. Or you got to be happy with yourself first before you go into a relationship. Because a relationship, you're the first person you're going to have a relationship with. You are the first person you're going to have a relationship with. So the relationship that you have with yourself should be a true relationship. How you treat yourself is how somebody else is going to treat you. So you have to treat yourself as, a queen, as a goddess, as the number one person before you go in a relationship. And a relationship is not going to bring you can't depend on a man to bring you happiness. You have to find happiness within yourself first. Right? A man, when you're in a relationship with a partner or a man, they're there to enhance you. They're there to just enhance your happiness, not to give you complete happiness. Because what happens if, when you're in a relationship at first, right? You're getting to know each other. There is this high, you're happy, first love, stuff like that. And then your brain kind of release that dopamine and the oxytocin, and you're on like elevated high. Falling in love is really like a drug. It's an elevated high and you're happy. But what happened like after the relationship, after that toxic high wear off and the reality of the relationship started happening? Because everyday life, maybe finance, maybe problems with people on the outside, but everyday life start to happen. What are you going to do? You're going to still be sad with yourself. So first of all, you got to be happy with yourself before you go into a relationship. You got to be happy with yourself, because a man don't bring you happiness. Happiness is from within you, right? And then you bring your little happy self into a relationship, okay? Your happy self into a relationship, not the other way around. The next one, do you like to spend time with yourself? And the reason why I brought this up is that, I met this girl, she was single, and she said she hates spending time alone. She hates spending time alone. She always hanging out with her friends. She's always finding something to do. She's just always finding something to be busy. She always have to have the TV on. She always have to have the radio on. She never wants to be alone or be quiet by herself. And that's telling me that she is not in touch with her emotions. Right? That means that she has some feeling that she's hiding. Like if she sit quietly by herself, that means some form of emotion or some form of feeling will come up, and she's trying to prevent those feelings from coming up. So she always have to keep busy. She always have to be doing something. The reason for keeping quiet too, if you pray, right, and you talk to God or whoever you talk to, the universe, when are you going to hear what God have to say? When you are totally and absolutely quiet. Because you can't hear people talk, you can't hear God talking if you're making noise. So you have to be totally quiet to listen to what God has to say. And also, when you're quiet and in tune to who you are as a person, that's when you're in touch with your intuition. That's when you're in touch with your gut feeling, right? So you have to listen to yourself. You got to listen to yourself. And obviously, if you don't listen to yourself, as I said, the first relationship that you have is with yourself. So if you don't listen to yourself, who's going to listen to you? And if you don't keep yourself on a pedestal, if you don't treat yourself like that queen, how do you expect somebody to come in your life and treat you as a queen? Right? Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Hi, Lorraine. How are you? The next one is, how do you feel about your ex? How do you feel about your ex? Right? And do you have strong feelings for your ex? And that strong feelings could be either love or hate. Love or hate, right? So do you still have emotional attachment? Are you still in love with your ex? Because if you're still in love with your ex, you shouldn't move on to another relationship, because that relationship isn't done. And if you have hatred for him, you shouldn't move on, because there's a lot of resentment. So when there's a lot of resentment and baggage that you're going to carry over into the next relationship, and maybe you're going to compare the new person who you're talking to maybe you're going to compare the new person that you're talking to your ex. So you want to make sure that you're starting the relationship with a clean slate, no connection, no connection, no feelings towards your ex. You should be able to see your ex. Maybe you don't have to talk to them. I'm not saying that to talk to them and be friends, but you should be able to see them and just say, you could say, hi, hey Marian, how are you? Hi, you should be able to talk to them, right? Or say hi or see them, and there is no emotion or anything stored up inside of you, and you just like keep it moving and just realize that was a person that you used to talk to, but now you're not talking to that person anymore. So you should make sure no connection with your ex, no baggage, and just keep it moving. The next one is communication. Communication is very important, right? So if you're going to go into a relationship, how do you communicate? How do you communicate? And I often said too, like, how do you talk to yourself? Like, do you look into the mirror? Communication begins with you first, like how you talk to yourself. Like, do you look into the mirror and said, oh, I'm too fat? Yes. Do you look into your communication is the key. Do you look into the mirror and said, I'm too fat? I don't like I'm wearing too, or do you talk down to yourself? Because if you talk down to yourself, right, somebody else is going to come in and talk down to you. So maybe you're overweight, right? But don't talk down to yourself, or don't talk bad about it. Just say, hey, I'm not at my ideal weight, but I'm going to do something about it. Thank you. I'm not at my ideal weight, but I'm going to do something about it. So don't talk down to yourself, right? Because as I said, if you do talk down to yourself, if you degrade yourself, somebody's going to come in and they're going to degrade you. Right, so communication is the key. If you're in a relationship, there's 3 different types of communication: passive, aggressive, assertive. Maybe there's more than 3. Passive, aggressive, right, and assertive, right. So you got to find which one of those communication work better for you. But you shouldn't be passive aggressive, because passive aggressive make people frustrated, because guys is not going to read your mind. People are not going to read your mind. So just talk your true feelings, what you want to say to that person. Right? And you shouldn't be passive either, because you have to tell people what you want. And when you're passive, people are going to walk on you. So don't do that. So you got to be assertive. But when you're being assertive, make sure that it's not aggressive. Make sure it's not angry, because if you're too angry, if you're too strong, I would say, it will come off as being angry. So you don't want to come off as being angry. And also, you need to learn to control your emotions. You need to learn to control your emotion, because if you put too much emotion, you don't want to, what would I say, overreact. You don't want to fly off the top, and curse or whatever. So you got to control your emotion and have a really constructive conversation with a person, right? And on communication too, you got to learn to listen. The key is to listen. And that's what we don't do. I'm struggling with that. That you got to listen. You got to listen to the other person, right? You got to listen with your inner ears. You got to listen to your other person. And you shouldn't listen, you shouldn't listen and thinking that, oh my God, I just want to say something, that the person say something and you just want to reply back. You should truly and honestly listen to the person. But definitely control your emotion and don't jump off the top. Don't curse. Don't jump off the top, because when you curse, right, it's just going to make the situation worse than if you have a constructive, civilized conversation. Hi, cuz, how are you? If you have a constructive, civilized conversation, then, the relationship would be better, right? The next one is, are you ready to be emotionally open? right? And don't get me wrong here. Don't get me wrong here. Don't get me wrong. This is for a healthy, serious relationship. Healthy, serious relationship. You want to find a healthy, serious, committed partner, right? So when you find a healthy, committed partner, no, you got to, this is for somebody who is a healthy, committed partner, right? So if you ask yourself, are you ready to be emotionally available, right? Are you ready to be true and sincere? Are you ready to be vulnerable to that person? And if you're not, then you're not ready to be in a relationship. Because trust me, I know you wouldn't want to be in a relationship where the person is not talking to you, where the person is not being open, right? Where the person is shut down and closed off, because you're going to feel it and you're going to say, hey, you know, that person, he don't like to talk to me. He don't know how to express himself. I don't know. Yes, I am. You're going to say that person shut themselves off. They're going to be emotionally unavailable. You're not going to know what the person is thinking. The person's not going to be true to you. The person's not going to be genuine. I don't know about you, but I like a guy who could share their feelings. They could openly talk and tell me what they feel, right? And I expect the same thing. So you got to be emotionally open. So those are the 5 tips that I wanted to share tonight. Like the 5 tips to say, are you ready to be in a relationship? And if you answer no to some of them, I think that you should just take a break, right? And reassess yourself. And then when you can answer these 5 questions, there are more, but I'm just giving you 5 tips. And when you could answer these 5 questions with a yes, like, yeah, I am emotionally available. You know, I could communicate, well, I'm over my ex, right? And I could spend time alone by myself. And I am happy just being me in this relationship right now, right? So when you find a partner, he's just going to accentuate you, not the other. You're not dependent on him for your happiness. So if you answer to those questions, then yeah, you're ready for a relationship. All right, please share my video. If you're watching this on the replay, just put a replay in. And if you could even tell me where you're watching from, I will really appreciate that too. All right, so thank you very much. Love, light, and positive energy, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, this is Veroni Anderson, the Love Catalyst, and I'll see you later. Bye.